Coverage of the Suzuki International Series is brought to you by Suzuki. Over the past 2 weeks, we've shown you a glimpse into the past and the current crop of bikes and races at the Cemetery Circuit. This Boxing Day extravaganza, a staple of Wanganui history since 1951, and the third and final round of the Suzuki International Series since 2008. Round one of that series at Taupo would be the chance to check out the state of play in the Formula 1 and Formula 2 sidecar ranks, to assess the strengths and weaknesses for the current number one rig of Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose, set the bar high again. And you've come out swinging because lap record.
Yeah, a little bit unexpected. You know, we sort of run with the same setup that we did back in March. It's going really well. You know, that's testament to these guys who've done all the hard work over the winter.
I think it's testament to you two as well. I mean, you've worked out to be a pretty darn good combination.
So far, mate, it's still a long way to go, eh? Yeah.
I think you said that last year.
Yeah, well, now we've got to back it up, don't we?
Well, that's right. You got the number one on it, so that's a target.
Bit of pressure on, you know, no pressure, but there is. So yeah, no, look, hey, we've got off to a good start, so we can tick that box.
Last year's number one, Barry Smith and Stu Dorr, would swap the number one plate for their traditional 73 on the Carl Cox LCR, something Barry was quite happy about. Barry, a little bit unusual to see the 73 back on it. We're so used to seeing the one on it.
Yeah, it was actually quite nice to see the 73 back on it. We were a bit of a target with the one on last year, but no, we're hoping we can give Adam a bit of a run for his money. He's set some really quick lap times in qualifying.
Competing for the two championships, the Suzuki International Series doubles as the first 2 rounds of the National Series, which runs over 6 rounds, including a South Island swing. It's a huge commitment for all the competitors, but especially the sidecars.
Winning the Suzuki Series, obviously, as well as, it'll be really neat, because we've done it before on the F1, so looking forward to Mansfield and Cemetery Circuit the next couple of weeks.
Spike, I'm really looking forward to you guys coming out and racing in a little bit, because a bit of a changing of the guard since last season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll just keep coming out and having a go, and we're probably not quite quick enough for the Aprilia team, but we're going to give it a good go. We've got new tyres on, and Kendall's doing a fantastic job on the back. You couldn't ask for any more. She's just on point there, and the bike's handling really well. It's been quite good so far.
The other thing to factor into any racing is the finances, but as Spike Taylor explains, with a bit of thought, it can be done.
Like, I've got a $3,000 motor I got from the wreckers, a second-hand motor, and the one before that was another $3,000 motor from the wreckers. So it's a standard motor, but it's reliable and it's got good power and everything like that. It's probably not quite enough for these type of tracks, but for Wanganui, it's ideal for that. I think it's just, I've got to ride a bit better, you know.
The weather gods were smiling on the Penrite Kiwi bike team, just as they had done last year. When the weather turned a little nasty, they got the win. New Zealanders know by now that predicting the weather is nearly impossible, and when Saturday's round 2 at Mansfield was good, Sunday it dawned cold and overcast. Now the $1 million question, what's it going to do today? Because it's certainly not like it was yesterday.
It is supposed to rain around 12 o'clock, which will be our first race, Phil, so yeah, same again. I think Spike, he'll be the man to watch, because he's a bit of a demon in the rain, and he does a lot of testing here. And then you've got Adam with the Aprilia, he's just got that nice power delivery. Yeah, so wait and see.
Yeah, the rain's a good leveller, isn't it? You know, and we struggled a bit in Taupo in that first race, you know, but the second race was much wetter. You know, it's probably the wettest race I've ever been involved with. So yeah, it's the same for everyone, isn't it? You know, we've got wet tyres, and we'll just take each race as it comes, you know.
In the earlier racing at Mansfield, it was status quo, with Barry Smith on the 73 and Adam Unsworth on the 1 battling for the lead.
Those other two teams are quick. You know, they're top-class machinery. In the dry, they're probably just a little bit too much for us. If it comes tricky again, then we're in there as well. But it's still hard work to push on with that.
Manfield, nowadays one of New Zealand's oldest tracks, is great for spectators, but very hard for sidecar swingers for the same reason.
Because of the G-forces that we're under on this track with the hard braking and the hard acceleration, it's a lot more push and pull on the arms, and you've really got to have your technique dialed in order to be able to combat that and not get too tired through it. So this track, for me, is a very physical track.
The predicted weather hit right on cue during the Jock Taylor Memorial Race, and it was again time to shine for Spike and Kendall.
It's a really, really good thing we don't have intercoms between us or anything like that, because, man, I was yelling. But I could tell Spike was on the hunt, so it was great.
So this is the lineup for the Carl Cox Motorsport Modern Sidecars F1 and F2. Number 50 there, Des James and Andrew Shields. They're on the F2 machine. Meantime, on the front row, the number 1, that is Adam Unsworth. And coming right across in front of Spike Taylor is the 73, and that's Barry Smith and Stu Dorr. And they're going to lead it going into the Auto Super Shops Tower, turn number 1. Down the straight they come now, heading towards the Sharp As Line Hall, turn 2. And out onto Taupo Key for the first of 8 times. And the 17 of Spike Taylor trying to make a move up the inside as they head towards the Suzuki crossing, but it is the Carl Cox Motorsport Honda of Barry Smith out in the front. You're on the board here with Unsworth and Rose currently sitting in second place. They're in the LCR this year. Long time races on the Wendell machine. And at the time, I know that they used to say that was probably the oldest sidecar rig going around. Well, now they're back on the LCR, taking the vantage point here from the Kiwi Bike Penrite rig of Spike Taylor and Kendall Dunlop, currently sitting in third place. Behind them, Phil Law and Angus Ravenswood in fourth, but these three starting to clear out now, and Adam Unsworth looks like he might have found his pace because he sneaks right up onto the back wheel of the 73 as they head down the short chute once again, and there's nothing in this. Well, they had a fair bit of rubbing last year in the sidecars. Crowd absolutely love them, and they've been loving them since the late 50s when they first made their appearance here at the Cemetery Circuit. F1 sidecars and F2 together but scored separately. Back on board here with the 17, currently sitting in third, the Penrite Kiwi Bike rig. Into Robert Holden they go once again, and if anything, the gap's starting to grow a little bit between Barry Smith and Adam Unsworth. They're back on board here with Spike Taylor and Kendall Dunlop. They're currently sitting in third place. We take the high-speed drone as they work their way through the main freight curves and over the Bridgestone overbridge. Down and across the Marshall Motors start-finish line they come. 73, Barry Smith and Stu Dorr in the front. Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose in second place. Kendall Dunlop and Spike Taylor past national champion on the 17 in third. Well, this is pretty close, as you can see, as I head down the Sharp As Line Hall straight, Taupo Key, and into the Suzuki crossing once again. There's one thing about the sidecars, yes, they race really, really hard, but it really is a family off the track, and if one rig has a problem, all the others jump in and help out. At the moment, not having a problem, Barry Smith. Adam Unsworth goes a little bit quicker down the Versatile Homes and Builders straight, gets a little bit closer to Barry Smith as they head through the trade zone turn and out onto the Kiwi Insurance straight, onto the main freight curves and onto the Bridgestone overbridge once again. There's less than a second between first and second place, and you're riding here with a man currently in second. He is the current national champion. He is the current Suzuki Series champion, and that is Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose. Down the Auto Super Shops of Tower straight they come, and out onto Taupo Key, the Sharp As Line Hall straight, and once again it's the 17 trying to make a move up the inside as they head towards the Suzuki crossing. Can't get it done this time round, but once more they close up the gap. A little bit untidy for the 17 coming out of the Suzuki S's, heading under the Emmett's City Box Containers Pedestrian Bridge. Unsworth gets even closer as they go through Robert Holden once again. Trade zone Robert Holden heading down into the second of the trade zone corners, and the 17 now set to pounce. Is he going to go outside? Is he going to go inside? Spike Taylor all over Adam Unsworth at the moment as they head over the Bridgestone Bridge once again, but it's still the 73 in the front. Back on board here with Unsworth and Rose, currently sitting in second place. Into the Auto Super Shops of Tower, turn one they go. And they haven't shaken the 17, another LCR, and that is Spike Taylor and Kendall Dunlap, you ride with them here as they head down the Taupo Quay, down the Sharp As line haul straight through the Suzuki crossing they go, past all the people in Suzuki Hospitality, under the Emmett City Box Containers pedestrian bridge once again. And Unsworth starting to pounce once more as they head down into Robert Holden. Lap traffic's going to play a part in this one as well. I think that's Des James and Andrew Shields will be the one they pull up on next. This is a battle going on in F2. 57 is Brian Stent and Tracy Bryan, brother and sister. They're leading the F2 competition. F2 sidecars are 600cc machines. The 45 is Bruce Rickard and Callum Innes. So this is the battle. You're taking the onboard shots here from Stent and Bryan, as I said, brother and sister. Tracy normally racing sidecars with Joe Mickelson, now Joe Franson. They've been up in the United States of America and Europe in our off-season, and their 28 rig hasn't made it back to New Zealand, hasn't cleared customs. And Adam Unsworth hasn't cleared the 73 of Barry Smith yet as they head down the versatile Homes and Builders straight into Robert Holden once again. Lap starting to wind down here. Carl Cox, huge supporter of motorcycle racing in New Zealand and sidecars especially, bringing it to you. It is race number 1 for the F1 and F2 sidecars, and over the Bridgestone Bridge they come once again, back on board with a man in second place, and that is Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose, and they're going to have to be content with second because carrying the day is the 73, and that is Barry Smith and Stu Dorr. Second place will be Unsworth and Bryce Rose, and in third place it's Spike Taylor and Kendall Dunlap.
Wow, these guys are as old as me, mate. Since I pulled their helmets off, that was a pretty good start.
Yeah, that was an excellent start. We just got off the line a bit quicker than Adam, and I was just hoping that we could just kind of ride the track and not let a door open for him. But yeah, it's pretty hard to pass with a sidecar around here, so if you can get the gap at the front and just ride a good line, you can normally win, but it doesn't always work that way.
Plenty of action still to come here at the Symmetry Circuit as we take a break. Welcome back to the Suzuki International Series and the Symmetry Circuit here at Wanganui. A fairly new class in New Zealand motorcycle racing are the Supersport 300s, a true international class with races throughout Europe and Australia, and plenty of Kiwis are taking advantage of that fact. Attracting a young crop of racers, many of them moving up from the Gixxer Cup ranks, but a smattering of veterans as well. Riders like Canterbury's Mr Motorcycling, Dennis Charlotte, chasing yet another national title. Will you tell me how long you've been doing this?
Oh, this year I'm celebrating my 40th year. I always run number 15 on my bike when I don't have a national number, and I started racing when I was 15, and if you do the maths, I'm 55 now. So I've raced continuously in road racing for 40 years now. Raced in Australia, and you know, I've raced in every class, including sidecars. So I've got New Zealand national titles in every class as well. So I've had a really privileged career. It's been awesome. I'm not ready to give up anytime soon. Still loving it. It's awesome.
Another second-generation racer with a famous surname is 21-year-old Jesse Stroud, the current points leader in the 300s.
Yeah, so I'm riding the Ninja 400 in the 300s, so that's going pretty well. I was qualified pole, so pretty happy with that.
And is that a sort of trade-off? Are you featuring more on the 600 or on the 300?
Well, the 600 is my main focus, and I think riding the 300 I feel like it for a bit of extra track time, and I just feel like it helps with both classes, and just more riding time is always good.
Well, spectacular racing at Manfield and equally spectacular here, I'm sure, at Wanganui. This is the lineup for the Givi Supersport 300s, number 11 there, Tyler King from Auckland. Watch for number 51, that is Cameron Leslie on the 66 Motorsport KTM. But the man to beat is on the 27, and that is Jesse Stroud. And just to make it interesting, he's got his older brother in the field as well on the 98, and that is Jacob Stroud. Best starter of all of them so far, though, is Hamish Fox. He'll lead them as they head down the short chute and out onto Taupo Quay for the first time. Through the Suzuki crossings they go. Looks like Leslie has moved up into second place. Then it would be Jesse Stroud by the look of it. Jacob Stroud in the mix as well. Good to see Jacob on two wheels again. There is Jesse Stroud. He's the points leader. He's got his way up into third place. You get the feeling that Hamish Fox's time at the front might be over, as he is about to be chased down by Cameron Leslie, and it's Leslie now that's gone into the front. Jesse Stroud goes round Fox as well to move through into second. Then we go back to Fox, and then it's Jacob Stroud by the look of it on the 98. That's him just taking the inside line as they head down into the Auto Super Shops of Tawa, turn number 1. So a bit of a family battle going on at the moment with Jesse in second place, Jacob in third, Andrew watching on, I'm sure, and Joe watching on as well. So the Stroud family doing pretty well in the Suzuki Series. Joe leading the Gixxers. They're not here today. But Jesse leading the 300s, and Jacob trying to keep him honest, sitting in behind him at the moment. So this relatively new class in New Zealand motor cycling. As I said, a true international backing. And it's Cameron Leslie out in the front, got his Stihl, not so much his start, but certainly on the wet and forget 66 Motorsport Suzuki 600 last year. But he's dropped down onto the 390 KTM, and he's leading it. Essentially, there's three hot classes out there. There's the KTM 390, there's the 400 Ninja, that's the Kawasaki, and that's Jesse Stroud's mount. And there's also, of course, the 300 Yamahas, the R3s. But it is Cameron Leslie leading them out onto the sharp as line haul straight once again. Jesse Stroud gets a little bit closer as they head towards the Suzuki crossing. Then we've got another one of the KTMs in there, and I'm pretty sure that is Hamish Simpson up into third place now. Here comes the big move though from Jesse Stroud as he tries to go down the inside through Robert Holden. Doesn't work for him. In fact, he's left the door open a little bit there to the 46 of Hamish Simpson. Simpson can't capitalise. Yes, he can. So KTM's running 1 and 2 as they head over the Bridgestone overbridge. Once again, Tyler King in the mix as well. That's the Aucklander in the multicoloured letters on number 11. Then we go back to the 98, and that is Jacob Stroud. Jesse Stroud back into second place now. Simpson goes back to third. Then we go back to Tyler King, 98, no change. That's still Jesse Stroud in there as well. Is Logan Roll on the 16 in that bunch as well. Just at the back of the bunch now as we zoom in on 27. Jesse Stroud in the front, just 21 years of age, the second oldest of Andrew Stroud's family. Jacob is the oldest, and that's him on the 98, just shuffling his way from around about third back to about sixth place in about 2 laps here in the Givi sponsored Supersport 300s Eurobike Wholesale. Bring it to you here at Wanganui, the sun beating down. The racing has been intense. We've seen lap records in just about every class. Are we going to see one here across the Marshall Motorcycles straight? They go once again, and it's still the 51 of Cameron Leslie, the 66 Motorsport KTM 390 out in the front. Jesse Stroud in second on the Kawasaki Ninja 400. There is a glimpse of Jacob Stroud on the 98. Then we go back to Tyler King, and right in behind him it's the veteran, and that is Dennis Charlotte, competing in his 40th year of motorcycle racing. Jesse Stroud starts to close up the gap between himself and Cam Leslie as they work their way into the braking area for the Robert Holden. Down the versatile Homes and Builders straight they go. Still not quite close enough to make the pass stick though. Into the second, the trade zone turns, and he has to check himself up to not run into the back of the KTM of Leslie. Now he's got the momentum, has he, to try and make the pass on the Bridgestone overbridge? No, he hasn't. So Cameron Leslie will lead another lap here at Wanganui. Now this time he changes tactics, does Jesse Stroud, and he dives down the inside as they head down towards the Auto Super Shops. Tawa, turn number 1. Have we got a new race leader? Yes, we have, as the 27 of Jesse Stroud goes into the front. Cam Leslie got to be content to follow for a little while on the KTM in second, but he's not content. You see he moves to the inside as they head towards the Suzuki crossing, but Jesse Stroud sees it coming and shuts the door. Looks like Hamish Simpson's got back up into third place now as they head down the versatile Homes and Builders straight. Leg out a la Valentino Rossi for Jesse Stroud. Was the Gixxer Cup champion a season ago. Has made the move up now to the Ninja 400. and is the current Suzuki Series champion in this class as well. In fact, he's been unbeaten through the first 2 rounds. Jesse Stroud, just 21 years of age, in the front. 51, Cameron Leslie in second place. Then we go back to the 98, and that is Jacob Stroud, just picking the pocket there of the 46 of Hamish Simpson. So the positions are changing left, right and centre. The 27 of Jesse Stroud, he's been on a bit of a growth spurt since he raced the Gixxers. Probably put on 10 kgs and grown probably 6 or 7 inches in the old language. And looking more and more like his famous dad. Jesse Stroud leads it. Hamish, Cameron Leslie still in second place. Now under real pressure from Jacob Stroud. And Stroud goes past as they go under brakes for the Robert Holden. So Stroud 1 and 2 here at Wanganui. Well, we've seen his dad, Andrew, win plenty of races here at Wanganui. And now we're about to see the family go 1-2 as the checkered flag comes out. 27, Jesse Stroud gets the win, and it is the 98, and that is Jacob Stroud jumping into the competition here at the last moment through in second place. Third place will be the 51 of Cameron Leslie, and that will keep him in second place in the point situation. So Jesse Stroud is the man of the moment in the Supersport 300, brought to you by Givi. In second place, it's his older brother Jacob, and in third, it's Cam Leslie.
300 Supersport class, that's meant to be the kids class, and it's meant to be pretty clean. Just broke the lap record, mate.
Oh, sweet, what did I do?
53.
Oh, sweet, pretty happy with that. Yeah, I was pushing so hard, and then, it was just, Hamish came through, and it was just, became a battle, and I thought, I got to get going. I was going as hard as I could, and just eventually I found a way through, and then put my head down after that and just carried on.
You look really good and clean on this one. I'd like to see that aggression on the 600.
Oh, cheers, mate. Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Another quick break here at the Cemetery Circuit. Plenty more action still to come. And the big one later on, the Robert Holden. Welcome back to the Suzuki International Series and the Cemetery Circuit. Well, we've just seen one of the youngest classes in New Zealand motorcycling. Next up, it is one of the oldest classes in New Zealand motorcycling. It is the F3s combined with the Pro Twins. They get set as the lights go out here at Wanganui, and a pretty good start there from one of the veterans, Nick Campenhout, on the Husqvarna. He's going to lead them as they head down into the Auto Super Shops of Tawa, turn number 1. And going with him, the 26, and that's Isaac Markham Barrett on the iTools Kramer. That's a bike out of Germany. It's the Evo 690, currently sitting in second place. The man to watch for is the 156. Didn't get the very best of starts, but currently sits in fourth place. And that is Carl Hooper out of Taupo. I've already seen Carl strut his stuff on the post-classics. There he is down the inside of Markham Barrett to move through into second place. And that is a typical F3 machine. It's a Honda Road Racing 125 frame with a CRF 450 Honda motocross engine shoehorned into it. Similar to what we've seen the likes of Scott Moyer ride before. And also Jason Easton, one of the flag bearers of Formula 3, he did it with his little tech craft, and straight into the front goes the 156. In fact, the 56 have taken the one off it for the F3s. And as I say, Nick Campenhout goes back into the lead on the Husqvarna. So it is the Swedish mark, well, the KTM mark these days, the Husqvarna of Campenhout leading it from the home-built special of Carl Hooper out of Taupo. And Hooper gets a little bit closer to Campenhout, and he throws it away right under the Emmett City Box Containers pedestrian bridge. And that means that now the clear leader is Nick Campenhout, and I wouldn't be surprised if this race will be red flag. Here it is on the replay. Take the Suzuki pictures, and well, he just lost the front end, taking evasive action from Campenhout's Husqvarna. Here it is again in super slow-mo. Oh, they just about touched, but I don't think they did. But it certainly threw Carl Hooper off his line and into the air fence, the Suzuki air fence. Well, the race was red flagged, so on the restart it was a complete rerun of what we'd seen earlier with the 198 of Nick Campenhout on the Husqvarna in the front, the 26 of Isaac Markham Barrett through in second place. Unfortunately, Carl Hooper, while he was okay, the bike wasn't, and he wasn't able to restart. So there is the race leader through the Suzuki crossing. He goes in second place. It is a 26. That's the Kramer, sourced out of Germany, the iTools sponsored machine. And in behind them it would be the number 3, and that's Vaughan Main. You just see him in the back of the shot as they come down the versatile Holmes and Builders straight and into the Robert Holden turn. We take the high-speed drone as they head through the trade zone turn number 2. This is the battle for 3rd and 4th on your screen. Up ahead of them, it's still Nick Campenhout on the Husqvarna in the front, the 26 of Isaac Markham Barrett in second. Markham Barrett getting a little bit racy as they head down in towards the Auto Super Shops turn number 1, looking for an inside run. Not quite close enough to make it stick yet, though, as Campenhout leads them out onto the Sharp Has line haul straight once more, and the gap's starting to appear. Still the number 3, though, Vaughan Main in 3rd. Then I think we go back to Jordan Wade as number 62 in 4th place, as the front 2 head towards the Emmett City Box Containers pedestrian bridge once again. This time he's a little bit closer. Can he make the pass stick? You see the front dive under hard braking into the Robert Holden Memorial. He can't make the pass stick. Campenhout gets good drive coming out of Robert Holden, and for the moment stays in the front. Heading down towards the main freight curves and up over the Bridgestone Bridge. They'll come once again. No change at the front of the field. F3 Pro Twins together as one. iTools bring it to you. And it's the iTools machine in 2nd place at the moment. They haven't got an answer, though, for the Husqvarna veteran, and that is Nick Campenhout. I remember seeing him as a regular competitor at the Pyra street races, and that's a haircut or two ago now. He's always been very loyal to the brand. In fact, in Pyra, pretty sure he was racing a 390 Husqvarna motocross bike converted for the road. So Nick Campenhout is your race leader. 26, Isaac Markham Barrett sits in 2nd place. They've distanced the man in 3rd as we watch from the high-speed drone once again into the trade zone turn. They come. Campenhout looking in pretty good shape for the points table in the series. This is the 3rd and final round as they come across the Bridgestone overbridge once again and head towards the Marshall Motorcycle start-finish line. This time can Markham have a go down the inside once again. Campenhout shuts the door as he uses the torque of the Husqvarna to stay in the front as they head through into the Sharp Has line haul straight once more. Markham's a little bit closer, gets as aerodynamic as possible, then down through the gearbox and picks up the rear wheel. Oh, and he's overshot and he's nearly taken Campenhout with him. Well, severe braking on the Kramer. You saw the rear wheel come up off the ground, and that has taken Isaac Markham Barrett out of the equation, and that's just taken the pressure off a little bit on Nick Campenhout. But now the 3 of Vaughan Main is up into 2nd place. So Campenhout leads it, Main through in 2nd. Remember, F3 and Pro Twins together, but scored separately here. iTools bring it to you as the laps wind down. Checkered flag out, and Nick Campenhout is going to make a winner's run here in the iTools F3 and Pro Twins. The Husqvarna Specialist wins it in 2nd place. It will be the number 3, and that is Vaughan Main.
You made me pretty happy winning that one. It's better than seeing you skating on your head.
Yeah, it's pretty much the most fun you can have with your pants on, I tell you.
Good day, eh? Little bit of bad luck there with...
Yeah. Felt sorry for Carl there, where he was going hard, way hard, so yeah, hope he's all good.
Givi, having a good season, and this is a fitting end, eh?
Yep, yeah, it is, yeah. No, enjoying it, so yeah, a bit like good wine, get better with age.
Still to come here at the Cemetery Circuit. Race 2 for the Carl Cox Sidecars and the Robert Holden Memorial. Welcome back to the Cemetery Circuit. We've saved the best for last. It's the 2nd and final race for the F1 Sidecars. There they are on screen now. 17, Spike Taylor and Kendall Dunlop. Watch for them. And watch for number 13 there, Phil Laws and Angus Ravenswood. Away they go. Well, last time it was a brilliant start from number 73, Barry Smith. And, well, a little bit of touch as they head down into turn number 1. And sneaking up the inside there was Brian Steent and Tracy Bryant. So they'll move up into 3rd place. That's a pretty good performance on a 600 machine. F1 and F2 sidecars in this race. And it's the F1 sidecar, the Aprilia of Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose that are out in the front. Barry Smith and Stu Dorr in 2nd place. Then we go to the first of the 600s, and that is Brian Steent and Tracy Bryan, the brother and sister combination. And as I said before, Tracy normally racing with Joe Frenson, as she is now, otherwise known as Joe Mickelson, on their 28 rig, their Carl Cox Motorsport rig, but sadly that is still mired in the vagaries of customs and but they are racing out here. Well, Tracy is anyway. She's currently sitting in third place. Over the overbridge for the first time they come, and it's the number one, the defending champions, and that is Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose on the Aprilia, the Metalcraft sponsored machine. It's been a constant development over the last 2 or 3 seasons for this bike, and they've really found a bit of a sweet spot for it. And Adam's just got better, like a fine wine, just got better and better and better in the driving. And there was no real questions over Bryce. You're on board here with Barry Smith and Stu Dorr currently sitting in second place, and it is a little bit of a distant second at the moment, because Adam Unsworth has certainly stretched the legs on the Aprilia-powered LCR. It's him heading towards the Bridgestone overbridge once again. Down the front straight they come, and into the Auto Super Shops turn number 1 here at the Wanganui Cemetery Circuit. We've been coming here since 1951. The Sidecars, well, a couple of years later they made their debut. It was a New Zealand Championship, a one and done round, and they've been popular with the big crowds ever since. This is number 73. He's been there and done that as Barry Smith, from World Sidecar Racing to Speedway Sidecar Racing. He's still doing that as a bit of a hobby. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're heading to Palmerston North Speedway tonight to do a little bit of racing on the dirt. But right now, the full concentration is here on the Cemetery Circuit as they head towards the Trade Zone turn. Currently sitting in second, number 73. There he is. Is he making an impression on Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose? It doesn't look like it as they head over the Bridgestone overbridge and down towards the Marshall Motorcycle start-finish line. Third place, and it's a distant third for the number 17 rig of Spike Taylor and Kendall Dunlop. And the last time we looked, it was the 57, the best of the 600s, and that was Brian Stent and Tracy Bryan back on board here with Taylor and Dunlop. Just look how physical it is for the swingers here on the sidecars, especially when Kendall's probably only 50 kgs wringing wet. She really has to work her way around every portion of the rig to get it through the corners in the speed they're accustomed to. On board as they go under the Emmett's City Box Containers pedestrian bridge and into the braking area for the Robert Holden turn. This is the rig currently in third place. It's the Kiwi Bike Penrite Oils LCR of Spike Taylor, past New Zealand champion. In fact, we've got New Zealand champions running 1, 2 and 3 at the moment. Adam Unsworth continues to win it. He is the current New Zealand champion, and behind him is Barry Smith in the last season's champion. Here is the battle for the top 600s once again, and it is the 57 of Stent and Bryan. And in that mix again, I think it's the 45 of Bruce Richard and Callum Innes. In fact, it's not. It's the 55. It's Peter and Lucy Dowman of Whanganui battling it out for the 600 top placings now. You see Tracy just motioning to Brian as to where to put the rig. The 16, good to see them back in the field. Michael Burt Walland and Isaac Taylor. So the Wairarapa Sidecar Mafia in full order here at Wanganui. They're on board here with Brian Stent and Tracy Bryan as they head under the pedestrian bridge, trying to chase down the 16 of Burt Wallen and Isaac Taylor. The 55 gets in front of them though. That's the Wanganui pairing of Peter and Lucy Dowman. These guys have been racing at the Cemetery Circuit for a long, long time now. We take the high-speed drone as we focus in on the battle of the F2 sidecars. Remember, F1 and F2 brought to you by Carl Cox Motorsport. Carl Cox, huge supporter of New Zealand motorcycle sport, especially the sidecars as you ride here with the Stent-Bryan combination, tucked right under the third wheel of the 55 of Peter and Lucy Dowman. The Suzuki 600 rig. Out onto Taupo Key they go as we go back to the race leaders, Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose. You see there from that onboard shot, Adam Unsworth just getting as aerodynamic as possible on his long bike, the LCR, just putting the 50 of Des James and Andrew Shields a lap down. So they're out on their own. In fact, they've cleared out, and I think they might have broken the existing sidecar record in the process. Such has been the conditions here today at Wanganui. Such has been the situation on the racetrack. Number 50, there he is. That is Des James and Andrew Shields. Proving to be a little bit more difficult than I think Adam Unsworth was thinking to get around, but now they'll do it as they head through the main freight curves and up over the Bridgestone overbridge once again. So 1000cc V4 Aprilia versus the 600cc bike of Des James. Checkered flag comes out and they reverse the placings from race number 1, and it's Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose takes the win. In second place it will be Barry Smith and Stu Dorr. In third place it will be Spike Taylor and Kendall Dunlop. And in fourth, Mike Burt Walland and Isaac Taylor.
Adam and Bryce, you didn't win the first one, mate, but you just made up for it then. It's quite cool, that you got a teammate, so when you do actually have success, you can give each other a little high five.
Oh, I'd say after that, mate, we'll probably be having a beer when we get back shortly. But yeah, no, awesome, mate. Yeah, just really stoked for the team. And, Bryce just doing an amazing job on the back there, so it's a bloody handful around here, this track, I'll tell you one of these. But, yeah.
Still to come here at the Cemetery Circuit, the big one, the grand finale. It is the Robert Holden Memorial. Welcome back to the Cemetery Circuit and the third and final round of the Suzuki International Series. We've been competing here since 1951, so there's been feature races since 1951, but since 1996 there has been the Robert Holden Memorial. The creme de la creme on the circuit as you zoom in here on number 12, Luca Durning. Alongside of him, Tyler Lincoln. Then we go back to 23, Jordan Burley on the Honda Fireblade. Behind them, 99 on the 600, that is Jeff Crute. On the front row, though, it is the 92, and that is Mitch Rees. And going with him, the number 2, and the number S, and that is Shane Richardson on the 600. But it's Tony Rees that slips up into second place. Then we go back to Richardson on the KMD Kawasaki 600. Behind him, Rogan Chandler, also on the 600, and then yet another 600 in the form of number 12, Luca Durning on the Ducati. That's the order as they head past the Suzuki crossing and under the Emmett City Containers Bridge for the first of 10 times. 92, he was the fastest qualifier in the Superbikes. He was the race winner in race number 1 in Superbikes. He won race number 2. Can he make it the clean sweep like he did last year and win everything here at Wanganui? I'm talking about Mitch Rees on the black liveried 92 in the colours of Ugly.co and Carl Cox Motorsport. They are the colours that the late Damon Rees raced under up in Britain this last season. So Mitch in the front, Tony, his father, 7 times his name is engraved on the Features Cup here at Wanganui, 6 of those times in the Robert Holden Memorial. Number S, Shane Richardson on the 600, currently sitting in third place. You're watching from the back of Tony Rees' CBR 1000 Honda. There they are as they close up into the Robert Holden once again. 92, Mitch Rees didn't get a good start in the second Superbike race, but eased away. Already starting to do the same in the Robert Holden. Back on board here, looking out the back of Tony Rees' Superbike, and behind him it is the KMD Kawasaki 600 of Wainui's favourite son, and that is Shane Richardson. Got his start in motocross and then progressed on to road racing. Has some titanic battles around here. In fact, the last time he was here at the Robert Holden, he finished third, the first of the 600s, and that's where he is at the moment. Ahead of him, the 7-time winner, that is Tony Rees. Now well into his 50s, but still racing as hard and as fast as ever. You're on board here with Tony Rees, looking out the back of the Honda Rees Motorcycles machine at Shane Richardson. Once again, Richardson closes up the gap as they head through the Robert Holden turn. Once again, we go back to the rear-facing camera of Tony. This is a battle for second and third. Our high-speed drone will have a hard job trying to keep up with the pace that these guys are on. 49 dead for Shane Richardson in the last 600 race. That was a near lap record. Can he break the lap record here? 48 and change is what Mitch Rees did in qualifying. The lap record is a 48.5. Is that under threat? 11, Tony Rees in second, then Richardson. Then we go back to Rogan Chandler. Then it would be Luca Durning, and he'd be pursued all the way. In fact, just got a glimpse. I think it may be Morgan McLaren Wood on the 99 Suzuki, the next one on the order. And once again, 600cc machines coming to the fore here at the 1 mile point and squirt circuit that is Wanganui. Again, Shane Richardson closes up the gaps as they go through Robert Holden. He just hasn't quite got the power to make that pass stick. Slightly different riding technique. You'll see the point and squirt technique from Tony Rees, but Richardson tries to carry as much speed as possible. There is the race leader. That is Mitch Rees. Then we go back to Tony, and then it is Shane. Then we go back to the 15. This is Rogan Chandler, past Suzuki Series champion on the Top Cat Roofing Suzuki. And then behind him it is the 99, and that is Morgan McLaren Wood, also Suzuki mounted. This is Rogan Chandler. He knows that one little miscue at the first round in Taupo probably cost him the Suzuki Series this time round. That went to Cormac Buchanan. But he has really put up a fight with Shane Richardson today, but Richardson has got the better of him. And is he going to get the better of Tony Rees here? That would be a giant killing performance. No, he's not. He closed the gaps once again. He is so good under braking, especially at the Robert Holden turn, the trade zone turn, is Shane Richardson. And Tony Rees would love to get rid of him, but for the moment, he can't. Here is Rogan Chandler. Pretty lonesome race for him at the moment, sitting in 4th place. Back to the battle on the track, and that is 2nd and 3rd. Richardson all over Tony Rees as he heads down into the Sharp As Line Haul, turn number 2. The 600 certainly paying the horsepower disadvantage here, but boy, he's making up for it with heart. There is the number 12 of Luca Durning. Right in behind him, it is the number 60, Tyler Lincoln on the Kawasaki ZXR 750. Now that bike is 34 years old. It would be the oldest bike in the field, I'm sure of it, and probably older than most of the riders, maybe save for Tony. Luca Durning on the Ducati, a bike he's been developing over the past season. Wanganui's favourite son, you ride with him here as he heads down into the trade zone. Robert Holden turn, right in behind him, as I said, on the Post Classic, that is Tyler Lincoln. Durning makes its way through the trade zone curves and then out onto the main freight curves and heads towards the Bridgestone overbridge. This battle on your screen at the moment for 5th and 6th by the look of it. On board here with Luca Durning as he tips it into the Auto Super Shops, turn number 1. Durning on the Ducati. Last year rode a Suzuki here at Wanganui, did pretty good things on that as well. Just got a look there at Jordan Burley. In behind him, number 87 there, that is Mark Perry. Just in behind him, we ride with him here, Jeff Crute on the Honda 600. These guys renewing their battle. There is the number 294, that's Stephen Bridge. Then we go back to Perry, back on board here with Crute. This is the battle for 9th, 10th and 11th place at the moment. Laps to run down here. This is the Stihl Shop Wanganui Robert Holden Memorial of 2023, and it's on right down through the field. You see Jeff Creek get a little bit closer to Mark Perry and now make the inside move as he comes through trade zone 2. Does he get it done? Watch for the Aprilia to come through on the outside. Don't think he's going to do it, or maybe he is. Again, a horsepower advantage. No, Crute holds on to it. So Jeff Crute moves up a spot, goes in front of Mark Perry as they rocket down the TSS Motorcycles front straight and into the Auto Super Shops turn number 1. You're on board here with Jeff Crute. His next target will be Stephen Bridge, ahead of him on the big Ducati. That's the fast disappearing dot heading for the Suzuki Crossing. This is the race leader though, and it's the final lap for Mitch Rees, the older brother of the late great Damon, in the colours that Damon raced in last year as a tribute to that fine young man that sadly lost his life up in the British off-season. Already starting to wave to the crowd. Mitch knows he's got this. He knows he's going to make it a clean sweep. And I'll tell you what, he's got the lap record as well. 48.001 is the official clocking. So 1 qualifying, 1 race 1, 1 race 2, about to win the Robert Holden and take the track record as well. It doesn't get any better for Mitch Rees. One corner to come, and he will see the ticket flag first in the Stihl shop of Whanganui. Robert Holden pats the front number plate affectionately. In second place it will be number 11, and that is Tony Rees. And in third place, and the giant killing performance goes to Shane Richardson. And you saw there that Tony Rees had to look behind to see that he had second place. What a race from Shane Richardson. Third overall in the Robert Holden, but you can't take it away from Team Rees. Mitch gets the win, and the veteran Tony Rees adds to the podium positions in the Robert Holden Memorial. So officially it is Mitch Rees from Tony Rees in third place, Shane Richardson. Then we go back to Rogan Chandler, Morgan McLaren Wood and Luca Durning.
Yeah, fantastic to do that and just a great day. Been a tough year, so this is the icing on the cake, and really happy with today and just the whole team and crew and just everything. And massive thank you to everyone for coming out and watching, and cheers guys.
You're in a league of your own, mate, and you're continuing in Dad's footsteps, mate.
Yeah, we'll try and see if we can get a few more names on the trophy like that, but we'll give it a crack anyway, Jared.
Best of luck for the season, bro.
Well, that brings the Suzuki International Series to a close for 2023. Special thank you to all the sponsors, including Suzuki. For the last words, well, there are no words.